It's an important thing for people to see, especially for people that haven't left the United States before, kind of get a better world view.
I knew that it would be a great experience for all those young men that could work out going.
I saw it as like the trip of a lifetime.
Wow, I'm in Africa. That was my first reaction, like, wow, I'm a long way away from the States.
I knew that it was something that I wanted to do, and knew that to do something like this with so many of my close friends probably wasn't an opportunity I was ever going to have again.
This offseason, the Duke coaching staff had a single goal for the offensive line: become closer as teammates. The usual regimen of spring and summer workouts wouldn't be enough. Luckily, junior guard Dave Harding had an idea.
My parents actually, kind of put the idea in my mind a few years ago.
We were just sitting at lunch. He goes, "Hey guys, let me ask you a question. This is serious. Do you want to go to Ethiopia?" And Lucas and I looked at each other and said, "Absolutely. Where do we sign up for this? What do we need to do?" And everyone was just real positive.
Since Dave was a teenager, his family would take mission trips to Ethiopia to perform different acts of service. His father, David, was born in Ethiopia and has strong connections to many villages and people there. On May 4th, Dave, 10 of the offensive linemen, and strength coach Marcus Johnson left for their trip abroad.
I kind of didn't believe it almost until I was on the plane, until we were flying. I was like, "Oh, it's the Atlantic down there, isn't it? We're really doing this thing."
Just touched down in Addis Ababa, aka Ethiopia.
I didn't realize how mountainous of a country Ethiopia was going to be, and you're surrounded by these huge mountains on either side of you pretty much for the whole trip. We ended up getting to see a pretty good amount of animals, some warthogs and baboons.
That was kind of a shock. Especially when they brought out the snake that they had killed, that they were like, "Yeah, this snake isn't that big, it's no big deal." I'm just like, that's a big snake I've ever seen in my life. And you're saying that they get much bigger than this.
We get out of the city and it's a desert, and we keep going, and then we look over and it's like the savannah, like something out of the Lion King. And then we keep going a little more and we're in a rainforest. Everything just looking out, it would just change like that.
You see just people sleeping on the streets. You kind of get a sense of the poverty, but it's almost all a blur.
One of those things you had to kind of almost see to believe. I think that our lowest of lows here would probably be middle class over there.
Poorest of the poor in the United States would be pretty well off in Ethiopia.
And while Africa was making an impression on the team, the offensive linemen wanted to make an impact on the communities they visited.
We wanted to make this a little bit more than just a tourist trip. We wanted to contribute, we wanted to help out. We tried to teach them how to play American football.
None of them have ever heard it before, never seen it before. None of them have even seen a football before.
They looked at the football like it was some kind of alien object.
And so it quickly turned into us just playing soccer with all the kids, which was fine, and it was good for us because we had been, in the process of drilling a well for a couple days, and it was good to break that routine a little bit and get to have some fun with the kids as well.
To help the village of Langana, the team would build a well, aided by Water is Life International. This new well would provide a clean source of water to not only Langana, but its neighboring villages.
Some cases, people are walking, 4 miles, 5 miles.
This well serves about 600 people, and before we build this well, the people, they are using river water.
I'm feeling it.
You're not getting tired yet, are you?
Yeah. That's real labor, fellas.
It's hard labor. That's what they have to do to survive out here,
That was one of the toughest things I've ever done. We're over there huffing and puffing and like trying to drill this well, and little Ethiopian men are like running around looking at us like thinking we're just gonna go over there and knock this well out probably like 5 minutes. And we didn't last but 2 minutes, and we were needing the rotations, and they were helping us, and they were like, oh my God. They were really cheerful about it, really good people about it.
We really wanted to get into these rural villages and communities, build relationships with the people that we were working with. So it was great on both sides. Not only were we helping them with the well, but they were helping us.
After their drilling was done, the linemen wanted to leave one more mark on the village, a plaque connecting the two places, which simply read, Faith, Family, Future, and Football.
Faith, family, future, football. Those are things that Coach Cutcliffe really believes strongly in, and during recruiting he tells you about it. It's not just something that gets lip service around here.
When I saw the picture of it, it's hard not to tear up. That's exactly what it's all about. That's across the ocean for someone to see.
I say to you, God bless you.
Go Duke, go Duke, go Duke.
And now, after a successful trip to Africa, the offensive linemen find the bond they formed overseas has become vital to their success on the gridiron.
I've noticed a difference in the workouts. We're all pushing each other so much because we've seen what we can do when we're pushed. We've seen how hard we're willing to work drilling wells, and we know that if we encourage each other, what we can get out of each other.
One of the things that you had to develop over there is kind of a sense of trust. Everybody had their own responsibility, whether it was well drilling or something else. We kind of, had to trust in the guy next to us to get his job done, just like we have to do on the football field.
Love seeing that bond amongst those guys. It's just the sense of well-being, the sense of commitment to each other. It's stronger all the way through this building, so I believe in my heart it's going to have a strong impact on Duke football.